courses. I'm standing on the 10th tee at Sundance, one of the more pleasurable golf courses I've had the opportunity of working with. It's just a great site for golf. As you can see behind me, the panoramic view is wonderful from the 10th tee where the clubhouse will be. And you can see the far ridge, and this site is basically that ridge plus the one we're standing on, and that magnificent valley and ridges that occur between here and there. So it's a great golf course. It was a really pleasure to build and work on the design of, and I think you're going to like it. And we're going to take you on a tour of it, and I think you'll like what you see. The third hole at Sundance is the first par 3 that we encounter. And we took advantage of an existing valley and dammed it up and made the water feature that's there, and created a relatively flat area on the west side of the water for the green site. But we have all the elements that you can have on this golf course in terms of land and features. We've got water, we've got rocks, we've got wooded area behind it for background, we've got fescue around the rough areas, we've got rough coming into bent grass green and a small approach. So everything that you can get on a golf hole is right here, and I think it came together very nicely. I think it's one of the prettiest par 3s we have here. This is another one of the holes that I enjoy finding on a site when we first got here. I mean, this site is just a par 3 waiting to be built. The 9th hole is the longest par 5 here. It's 608 yards. It's typified by is the relatively narrow cut through the cedars and the wetlands there. And the gold tees that you can see how the hole opens up a little better, and going around the corner of the cedar swamp over there. We're at the 200-yard mark coming into the 9th green. A lot of bunkers stair-stepped into the approach on the right, and a little more widely spaced on the left that leads up into the green. Very challenging, a very interesting finish hole, but I think that's what finish holes should be, and this is truly a test of golf here. The 11th hole, which is a relatively short par 4, 325 yards, but it has a lot of interest and a lot of character, and it typifies what we did on the interior holes on this site, in that we tried to create mound work on each side where Mother Nature didn't do it for us, to kind of get the modified valley look, which we have here. As you can see, there's a lot of sand, a kind of a waste bunker type sand feature on the right side out here. But the hole truly is a slight dogleg, protected by a multitude of bunkers on the inside of the dogleg. So as you look at the hole from the tee, it just seems to be sand everywhere. But as you get out there, the hole opens up. There's quite a bit of landing area there, but it does create a truly strong short par 4. This little par 3 of 160 yards is one of my favorite par 3s on this hole, and it's unintentionally set the tone for a lot of what we did here at Sundance with the amount of sand we did here. But this is like finding a golf hole. You don't even have to do much to build it. The elevated ridge was here. We just flattened it out for some tees. So we just filled in enough to get some grass to kind of give it a little bit more golf course look. But that sand look extends from this hole all the way down along 14. And then we carried it on throughout the golf course. We have quite a bit of sand here, but it all started from this little natural golf hole site that had the steep bank on the left and the trees behind it, and all we did was build a green and some tees. We're now down near the 13th green. We were just talking about how the sand concept for this property came from this old mining operation right here, which was a small mining operation, but nonetheless they were mining sand. So you can see how the sand is continuing up through the golf course. The large sand bunker in the immediate right front has the par 5 14th hole going along the left side of it, and of course on the right, coming in from behind the trees, is the 12th hole with the green somewhat surrounded by sand. But you can also see the sand carrying up along the 14th fairway to the green, and way in the background you can see the sand stair-stepping up the hillside on the 9th hole, which is of course right up in front of the clubhouse. So the overall concept of all the sand here originated with this little par 3, and I think it really works very well. 16 here is the second longest par 5 on the course at 581. It's really the only truly uphill hole that we have here, but it's not severely uphill, and the fairway was sculptured basically on the land as it lay there. Some added mound work on the right, and some bunkering, not severe, just to outline the hole. The trees on the left are the out of bounds property line. But most of the work was trying to make the hole inviting as it was played uphill. So we flattened out some pretty large landing areas and interspersed some small valleys and grass embankments to break up the straightness of the mowing pattern and give it a nice visual look, and I think it works very well. It's a really pretty golf hole. 17th hole at Sundance here is another. I guess I have a lot of par 3 holes, and it's a natural golf hole. It's what I look for when we have sites with the great elevation that Sundance has. So we're on top of the ridge, looking down about 60 feet on a green site, but off to the left we're looking over the tops of the trees at beautiful Torch Lakes. It's a straightaway par 3 downhill. It's a really pretty site, and I think it's what golf can be all about. It can be challenging, and it's fair, and it's playable, and it's very beautiful. We're out on the landing area at the 18th hole here at Sundance, 200 yards into the center of that green. And we tried to create a finish hole here that had a little bit more interest. So we dug a small lake, which is the irrigation lake, and wrapped that water around in front of it and put some rocks on it to get the edge straight and to give it a little more visual appearance. So it's depending on the pin placement on the right over there, you got to carry water to get to it. On the left side of the green, you wouldn't have to carry so much. But the setting is I think it's a great finish hole. It's into the wind, and it has some water involved, and it's got bunkers along the left side, and the back is surrounded with earth berms with sand, and the look beyond the hole just takes in a lot more of the rest of the golf course, and I think it's a really special finish hole. It's challenging, but it's fair. There's a lot of room to play it around to the left, and I think it should be very enjoyable. Well, I think you have seen all the shots now of the course, and I hope you've enjoyed them, and I think you will enjoy playing it.